Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from our IT Visualizer channel. Today we'll continue our lab, the Star Trek lab. This is the 11th video. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We have been still continuing with our classification of files. Okay, now we will do a new classification. We will classify the files on our file server according to the sensitivity of the data. And we will call this classification top secret. So if there is a file, Word, Excel or PowerPoint that contains the word top secret, the file server will classify this file and tag it as top secret. Okay, and after doing this we will use something called Active Directory Right Management Service. After tagging the files to be top secret, okay, the Active Directory Right Management Service will encrypt these files according to an automated file task. It will encrypt the file, and we will grant certain users the right to decrypt the file and see the content of the file. Okay, to know how the ADRMS is encrypted, please refer to my the Transformers lab. See how we can set up the Active Directory Right Management Service. It is 2 parts. Okay, so please see them. I need also to say something concerning the top secret files. Here is this is the this is how it goes. This is the files, and then we will have a classification as top secret. Okay, as soon as the content of the file have the word top secret, it will be tagged by the file server as top secret. We know all that there is 2 ways to classify files on the file server, something called folder classifier or content classifier. Content classifier, it will search all the files on the file server, and if it finds a certain word that you give it to him and find it in the content of the files, he will tag the file with the word that you have given him. For example, if you want to search for a word top secret in the files, okay, and he found the top secret word in the files like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, he will tag the files as top secret. Okay, as for the folder classifier classification of files, this means that for example, if we make a folder and name it top secret, any file that is in this folder will be tagged by the file server as top secret. Okay, so we have discussed this in the previous video, how we can do the top secret classification, how we can apply it. So after doing the classification, we will do an automation classification rule to tag the files. Okay, this is number 2. So we make the classification, then the automation or the classification rule, and then we make the file management task. So we make a task in the file server to tag all the files that are named top secret. And in the previous video I've been discussing the concept of distributed file system. This is a way that we can have 2 file servers. Okay, the 2 file servers will be both replica of each other, and these 2 file servers are working or one of them is working and the other is a backup. Okay, so if one of them is down, the other one can work, okay, through a file or through a system called distributed file system. Okay, this is the graph how we can do it. We will have our domain name spacing or our folder for our DFS. So we'll have a folder and we will name it, and sorry, we have a folder and we will share it, and we will not share it according to the name of the server then the share name of the folder, but we will share it according to the domain and then the share name of the file. Okay, this is the way to make it more reliable, because if the share is according to the domain, so this will help us if one of the file servers are down, it can continue working, because it will not depend on the share, or the shares will not depend on the file server name then the share of the folder, but it depends on the domain name and then the file and then the share name of this folder. Okay, so we will have our folder that is shared, and in this folder we will have another folder. It will act as a pointer to our file server folders and shares. Okay, so this is Colombia. and then we will have two file servers. We will have a complete replica of them, and we will use something called DFS replication process. So if, for example, work on a file here on this folder of IT, it will be replicated to the other one of IT in this one, okay? And actually this is a simultaneous, or this is a very seamless process. If this is down, we will not feel it, because the other one will work automatically, and we will not feel this process of the downtime, because we have two servers that are replicated of their content, and they are working on a share that is sticked, or it is attached to the domain name. So the share is not attached to the file server name, then the share name of the folder, but it is attached to the domain name and then the share name of the file server. So the domain name will not be down, and we have two domain controllers, so this will not be down. The file server can be down, but the domain mostly will not be down, okay? So this is the process, and then what we will do, we will take this share, okay, and map it to the users so they can access their folders. Again, this folder, it is like a pointer to the file or to the department share. So this is only like a gateway. So this is a share. This share will point to the department shares and the files of the branches and the ships, okay? So this is only a gateway or a shortcut, okay? So what we will do, we will have this share. What we will do in this lab, or we'll do in this video, we will take this share, okay, and what we will do, have a moment, we will map it, okay, to all of the users in the Active Directory, so he can see, any user will see the department shares or the depths share, and through it he can access his files, okay? And using something called enumeration based access, every department will see only its share folders, okay? We will do this in this video, and how we will do this mapping, through a group policy. So in this video we will do the group policy to map the department shares DFS, okay? So this is what we will do. We will map the DFS naming space and network map drive using group policy. So this is how we will do it. We will go and create or open a group policy. We have already a group policy called mapping group policy. We will go and right click and edit, and then we need to go to the user configuration and then go to the policies, and we will see, make all of the users see this share, okay? So here we'll go to the map, okay? We need to make one of them, or to delete all of these and make only one. Let me show you all how this can be done. We will go and just a moment. So let's go there again, sorry. So what we will do here, we will go and make this one, okay? Again, what we will do, so we'll go there, so we will open one of these shares, okay, and then we will go and take the department or the domain.local, then depths. We will go, what we will do, we will go and tell him run and get the share, okay, to get the share name and put it here. This is the location, okay. We will go and have this depths, okay, so we'll take it and we will map this location, okay, and in this location we have all of the department folders there, but everyone will access his department share only, or will see his department share only, because we use something called enumeration based access, okay? So depths, and then we need to map this share to a group in the Active Directory that all users are in it. Remember, we have something called starcom all species, so this is a group in the Active Directory that contains all of the users in the domain, the main branch and the branches, or the starcom fleet command users and all of the users in the other ships, okay? So we need to map it to a group, okay, that contains all of the users in the domain, okay? We can map it to authenticated users, we can map it to the domain users, okay, we can map it to this kind of departments that have users, all of the users in domain in it. Okay, so we will see how this is done. So I think I can pass it real quickly. Okay, so now we will go and go to our Active Directory. Okay, we need to make sure, okay, we have a group, or I will make a group, even though I have already a lot of groups that contains all of my users in the domain. In one group we have Starcom all species, for example. This is a group that contains all of the users in the domain, but I will make a group for the DFS, okay, something called Starcom DFS users, okay, and I will put all of the users in my domain, the one in the main branch and the branches, or the one in the Starcom Fleet Command Center and all of the ships. I will put it in this group. So we'll make something called Starcom DFS, okay, DFS users, and I put all of my users in my domain in it, okay, DFS underscore shares, okay. So I'll tell him okay. So this is, so I can mark, or I can know that this is related to my DFS share. So here I put Starcom all species. This is a group that contains all of my users in the domain, or I can choose them one by one, but this is more simpler. I have already a group that I have all of my domain users in it, so I will, you know, that we have cascaded all of our groups in the main branch groups. So we will have it Starcom underscore all users, or all species. We will use after that, make it a member of Starcom DFS share. We will take this group and we will attach it to the network map drive. So here we will tell him to map the network map drive, or the location of the DFS naming space. We will share it to this group. So here we will tell him the engineering group, okay, this is, we don't need to get it out, please skip this step. We will not remove it, we will add it back because this is not correct. We need this to appear to the engineering, okay. So here we are going to the engineering, this is not correct. I will rectify it again. So it's not all species. We will go again and return it back. So here I return it back already. It's Starcom engineering. So we will do this. We will not change it. We need this to appear for the engineering only, and we need to do this for all of the departments, okay. So here what we will do, we will go and work again with our mapping group policy. So we will go and tell him to map the DFS naming space, or to map the domain.local/deps or startrek.local/deps. We need it to be mapped to the Starcom DFS shares Active Directory group, okay, which is a member of Starcom all species group, which contains all of my users in my domain, okay. So we can go a little bit further, okay. We go there again. So we will go to the mapping group policy again. So here we will go to depths, okay, again, just a moment. So this is the departments, okay. I will delete all of them because I don't need them all. I will delete it, okay. So we need only to have one rule, okay, or one mapping rule. So this is it. We will tell him to map the department or start local depths, which is the DFS naming space or distributed file system naming space. This is the share that will contain or will point to our department shares on our file server, okay. So here it is, it will be this one, and then we will tell him department shares and then we'll tell him common, and then we'll tell him apply once and do not reply, and item level targeting. We will target a certain group in our Active Directory, so this mapping will appear to the Starcom DFS shares, okay, group. this will appear for all of the users. So this mapping or this network map drive will appear for all of the users in the domain, and this mapping or this share contains a common share between all of them. So I need, for example, to have a share that all of my starcom fleet command and all of my ships can see it. For example, if I need to have a document to be shared by all between all of the ships and the starcom fleet, so this is the share that I will use. Okay, and here I need to run in logged on user security. This is also to be clicked, okay, and apply once. You can remove it, okay, you can remove apply once if you need to be, but it doesn't need to be applied more than once, so you can remove apply once, okay. Sorry. So by doing this, our group policy or our DFS share is mapped, okay, and we need to test it. Here I will make another folder in our domain namespace, okay. So we will have another folder. We need to map for example another folder in the file server. For example, here is one for the engineering and the other for the IT. So I need to have my DFS namespace to contain my IT. So here I am putting the starcom global IT group to have NTFS permissions on this folder, which is to have full control, and I put it in the DFS namespace. So this will make the IT folder appear for the users in my department, okay, in the IT department, okay. And don't worry, the DFS namespace will not make the IT folder appear for all departments, because the DFS will contain all of the department shares, but we are using something called access based enumeration. So this will make only the IT department see the folder of the IT, and only the engineering department to see the engineering folder. So here we are going to go to add the IT, the pointer. So this is a folder in the DFS that will point to the share of the IT on our file server, and then we will go and give the IT read permission on this folder. So here we will add the IT. So what we have done, we have added in the domain the DFS namespace, we added a folder, and this folder is pointing to the IT share on our file server, and then we give the global IT read permission on this folder. So we can have a little bit of a discussion here. For example, this map will appear for all of the departments, but if someone from engineering see this mapping, he will only see the engineering folder. He can't see my IT folder, even though they are in the same share. But we are using something called enumeration, access based enumeration, so we will only see his folder, okay, and I only will see my folder, okay. So this is a thing to discuss. And here I'm gonna give myself, remember that the global IT, it is a group for all of the other ITs in the ships, and the starcom IT, it's only for the IT of the starcom fleet command, okay. So now we have it, we have two shares. We need to test them, so we will test them in the upcoming videos, okay. So now we are just revising everything. So here, this is the way that we can do our DFS, and actually we will make another file server and we'll make replication between these two servers, so we have a full redundant file server. So if one of them is down, we can work with the other one, okay. So this also will be done in the upcoming videos. I think the video is finished maybe. So I think maybe this is ended, or this video has ended. So let's see if there is anything I am missing here. So here we'll have our drive map. I'm just revising everything. So I have the department shares, I have, it will map as an M drive, okay. So everything seems to be working. Here I will make another. I think I don't need it. We don't need to have another one. We have need to only have one mapped one. Okay, so here I have mistaken, so I deleted it. So now we have it. We have it completely, and we need to test it on a user. So we need to test this mapping group policy. So I think this will be done in the upcoming videos. Okay, so let me see if the end video is ended. Yes, I think it is ended. So hope this video is informative for you all. Stay tuned for the other or the upcoming video to test the DFS mapping drive, and we will create another file server, okay, to map or to synchronize or to replicate, and we will test all of this. So hope this video is informative for you all, and would like to thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.